Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Black and White Show. Ha ha.
No,
Just kidding.
I thought you screwed it up.
No, that was my joke. Welcome to the Quest Show with my special guest, Brian Rundle from the Black and White Show.
There
And
you go.
I don't know, what are you on Twitter? Brian
On
Rundle?
Twitter, I'm just BRun13.
Oh, okay. So there we have it. So this is a special show. Brian and I don't know, did you have a show yesterday? You may have had a show yesterday.
I didn't.
Okay, so Brian did not, we haven't been together in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Any podcasting. So I had the time. Brian has a small window of time. So we figured we'd get together today and just talk about the influx of news
Yes.
that we were just saying. But before we get to it, because we're going to jump right in, there's a lot going on. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Thank you to any new subscribers. I am very bad at paying attention to that because they're few and far between.
YouTube's not easy.
YouTube is very difficult.
I mean, she's raking up followers on TikTok like it's nothing. And I'm talking about famous people. You know, I'm racking up some decent ones.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
you mean on Twitter?
I mean, I'm on Twitter. You're on Twitter. I'm on
I
TikTok. We're able to do it there. But on YouTube, I don't understand. The combination of us two, you think we'd be able to.
Exactly. Even when you focus on YouTube, right? Like on TikTok, if you focus, dedicate yourself, you can do it.
Yeah.
And on Twitter too, you just have to focus and cut through all the noise, but you actually can get a following there.
Although, you know what I think the difference is? You and I are on both of those platforms every day. I think if we'd done this every day, it might have been different.
That, you know what, that is true. You can't, it's hard to do YouTube every day. Like something has to give.
Yeah.
But let's just jump into, hi Lois, welcome to the show and the chats. Thank you very much for showing up. So wait, let me clarify too. Typically I come on Thursdays. So this is a new day for me. I come on Thursdays at 7:00. Brian and I have a show on Tuesdays, the Black and White Show at 7:00 as well. So I'm so bad that I didn't even tell like the people like Michelle and them that I was coming on today because just a little confused, but let's get to it. I know everyone, you have already heard about Minnesota. You've talked about it. You've cried about it. You've prayed on it. You've hugged your own children. So have I. But we wouldn't be true podcasters, whatever true podcasters are, if we didn't come here and give our thoughts about it, because it's just something that you have to do. Brian, your thoughts, because I have a lot of thoughts. So give me your thoughts and then, we'll talk about it afterwards together.
My thoughts, the first one is the obvious is that it is a horrible, horrible tragedy. That, is the obvious thing to say. But beyond that, what's even just as tragic in this whole thing is that a couple of days will pass and this is just going to be like another day. People are going to go, oh, how terrible. And then a few days are going to go by and it's going to be business as usual. And nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to, other than now we live in a climate to where apparently this is somebody that identified as a girl. I'm not even sure that's 100%, but because of that, now this is going to demonize the trans community, instead of focusing on the true tragedy that children were murdered. And that thought to me just, I hate to say it's numbing you anymore. It's like, it's almost to the point where like nothing's going to be done about it other than just people demonizing one set of a community. And then we move past until the next one happens. And that's the sad reality of what's happening in this country.
Yeah, I feel the same. I just want to say, fuck the Second Amendment. Like, I'm just going to come out and say that, like, fuck the Second Amendment and fuck you fucking MAGA freaks, gun freaks. Like, you just knew it, right? And in my head, like when I heard it happen, I'm like, oh my God, please don't give that dude in the White House something to capitalize on, something to grab on, because that's just what they do. Like, if it's just a regular, typical, the person who typically does mass shootings, we come and we say, it's the guns, right? It's the guns. We don't say it's the Republicans, as in it's the Republicans doing the shooting. When we say it's the Republicans, we say it meaning they won't pass stricter gun laws, right? But here they are, and I saw it too, like it started to make my stomach hurt. I'm on Twitter, and they're just like, it's a trans. Trans are dangerous. Watch out for those trans. Trans, libtards. And it's just like, why are we here? Guns are the problem.
Yep.
No one's trying to take your, like, gun laws don't take your guns away, just like traffic laws don't take your cars away.
That is
like,
correct.
Yeah, it's just like the mentality is so crazy. And someone wrote today, 38,000 gun deaths, more guns, but Republicans oppose gun laws with 38,000 gun deaths. 2 cases of voter fraud. They passed 361 voter suppression laws.
Right. First, I want to go back to one of the things you said was, I was hoping that it wasn't something that the Republicans and the Trump administration could jump all over. And of course, you've got the trans part of it, but it really wouldn't have mattered because we saw what they did when somebody tried to attempt to take Donald Trump's life in that one rally. What did they do when you hear him say it? The Democrats tried to take out. It's like, wait a minute, this guy was a registered Republican and he was a Trump supporter, but you guys still go around and say it was the Democrats and it was the Democrats trying to take him out.
And then they stopped talking about him, period. Like, you don't hear about that guy just at all. And it's truly disgusting. And I thought about this too, because, and I got to get to the video.
Yep.
Had the school orientation on yesterday for my kid. And like, first couple of years, it was like no phones. They go on the Yonder bag. It's a bag. Right. Then last year they had the phones, but they didn't like the data coming out of that. Right. So this year they have phone lockers, how they're going to do it. And like, every parent has like the same reactions. Like, what if there is an emergency, right? Like, because you want your child to be able to call you in that type of situation if something is going down. And I get it, like, you don't want to be calling your kid if you've heard, because they could be in hiding, but you still kind of need them to have that communication with you. Right. Like, it's such a, why do I have to think about that?
Well, see, and I was just thinking, Lana, did you and I have to think about that when we were growing up?
No.
And we didn't have cell phones. We never had to worry about having a cell phone in case of emergency. If there was an emergency, we'd figure it out and we would handle it. But we never worried about mass school shootings the way we're worrying about them now. And that's, it's a big difference.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
So let's hear from the mayor of Minnesota, because he has some great words to say today. Forgive my video editing. It was really quick. It's bad.
It was the first week of, don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying.
Right.
It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance.
So far, thoughts and prayers have stopped 0 school shootings.
And that idea of more guns. We just need more guns. And that's why I said, fuck the Second Amendment, because there are more guns, right? Because after every mass shooting, the gun freaks go and buy more guns, right? And it's just the people who already have guns, because it's not more people owning guns. It's that the people that have guns have like 5, 6, 7 guns. Like, so the majority of people just want some type of common sense laws. Like, Biden was able to get something done, right? Was it the past 4 years that they signed that bipartisan gun legislation?
Yep.
But apparently there needs to be more. Inspiring woman for August.
One of the problems, though, Lana, is the people who keep buying these guns, they also have a fetish for wanting to shoot them and use them. Right. It's not I'm just doing it to protect my home and I hope I never have to use it. They want to come across a situation to use it. And sometimes these wackos believe they're in the right situation to use it. Right. And then we're, sort of drawing a line in the sand. We're trying to figure out, okay, was this legal? Was it not legal? And these people are just nuts. These are also the same people that when something like this happens this Christmas, they're going to line up their stupid fucking families with guns in their hands as their Christmas card. I mean, it's just so, I don't understand.
Guns, and the mass shootings have not slowed down. Right. We have more guns and mass shootings have not slowed down.
I blame Christmas cards for that. That's what I'm blaming for now on, Christmas cards.
It's ridiculous. But let's talk. Let's hear the mayor speak again. I'm sorry for all of the noise.
I love that doggy.
That's the new one. That's the little guy, Harlem. But let's hear from the Minnesota mayor.
Community out there have heard about a whole lot of hate that's being directed at our trans community. Anybody who is using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity. We should not be operating out of a place of hate for anyone. We should be operating from a place of love for our kids. Kids died today. This needs to be about them.
That's it. Like, it shouldn't be Republican, Democrat. It should be, what can we do to mitigate this?
Do you know what's sad?
I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, didn't Australia have one mass shooting and then they banned guns?
Yeah. And since then, since then they've had very low, if any, mass shootings in Australia. But the thoughts that go across my head, and these are very sad thoughts, that if the MAGA community right now could take back this shooting, would they do it knowing they would lose the storyline of a transgender person doing it?
Right.
And if they had to answer honestly, you remember that we always talked about the movie Liar, Liar. If it would forced to say what they were really thinking, I have a bad feeling we would see quite a few of them say, I'd rather this happen so we can use this against the trans community.
No, they would, because they're stupid. It's almost like they're like, they forget we forgive pedophilia depending on who does it. And they'll throw out Bill Clinton. Like, we would be like, whoa, it's good. Like, no, if Bill Clinton had sex with children, he should be held accountable. So whether the person is trans, MAGA, white, black, Asian,
Democrat,
Republican, guns are still the problem. It's the guns that are the problem. They're getting them in their hands. It's the root of the problem. It's the root of the problems and we're going to talk about these city takeovers, right? And even gun violence. The North has strict gun laws. Massachusetts, California, New York, you can barely get a gun license. Where are the guns coming from? You keep talking about black on black crime, which is not a thing. It's about proximity. But if you're talking about gang violence and guns, where are the guns coming from? They're coming from those country towns and down south where you could just get a gun and then you just drive it across lines. That's the problem. The laws are the problem. Republicans don't want to solve the problems
or the non-laws. That's exactly right.
Or the non-laws.
It's just the stupidest argument. They're like, they're going to get their hands on it no matter what.
Right.
I've always said to them, I said, okay, so then you're saying there should be no rape laws then. There should be no murder laws then, because if a murderer is going to murder somebody, a rapist is going to rape somebody, so you're not going to stop it. So why have more laws pertaining to it? It makes no sense. And
if that's their argument, what Trump is doing, going into these cities, makes no sense, right? Because he is acting, and let's just segue on into Trump's takeover of DC. He's acting like crime is going to be at zero. You asked for a dictator. Some people say that I'm trying to be a dictator, but you know what? If that's, there'll be no crime, then I'll be a dictator. Like, what are we talking about here?
Right.
What are we talking about? Like, Trump has told us what Republicans are going to do for the midterms. They can't run an immigration. Because supposedly he's done with, he's fixed it.
Right.
He's fixed immigration. Well,
has he?
I mean, according to him, he's fixing it. There's no one, I'm just going by Republicans.
They're talking about deportations on a monthly basis. Joe Biden averaged more deportations per month than Donald Trump does. So that's why they're scrambling to figure out who to deport anymore. And now that's why they're picking up innocent people. And they're trying to match numbers with Joe Biden. That's how, and they're not even going to be able to get there. They spent more money. They're going to spend more money on this big, beautiful bill to fund ICE. It's going to cost more to get rid of the immigrants than it is for the amount of money it costs for ICE. It makes no fucking sense. It's costing us more money. You get rid of all the immigrants. Let's say you get rid of all of them, the undocumented immigrants. That is going to destroy GDP. It's going to destroy jobs. It's going to destroy, the amount of taxes paid into our system, and the amount we're spending to do it makes no sense. You're doing it just so we can lose more money.
And the impact's being shown. And since you segued out of the takeover, let's go segue to immigration, because I have a Floridian here who makes some great points in her video about just what you said, how this is lose when you are taking people who actually are documented, right? Like, not only are they taking U.S. citizens and arresting them and racially profiling, you're taking people who are documented, who are going in and having their checks, who are trying to become citizens and doing it the right way. You're just taking them too. And do we not see the impacts in the grocery store right now with fruits and vegetables? There's no way you're not MAGA. No way. And if you don't, you're lying. But let's listen to this woman.
Just tourists who aren't coming, scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach towels. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy. You think people got beach money right now? People can't even afford to go outside. And all those Trump tariffs, those weren't on corporations. Those were Trump taxes on us. Prices went up, jobs got cut, and now folks are choosing between groceries and gas. not plane tickets to Clearwater. And y'all made Florida a hostile environment, honestly. And not just for immigrants, but also for black people, LGBTQ, teachers, hell, even librarians. Y'all made the beach a battleground. So now it's just you and those overpriced souvenir stands collecting dust. And now conservative business owners are mad. But they're mad at the consequences of the policies that they voted for. Baby, this ain't karma. This is cause and effect. Conservative policies destroy communities.
I like her. I follow her, by the way.
She's amazing. Like she's just amazing. It's everything that we've been trying to tell people. But, you know, again, MAGA don't care. It's just about getting rid of the brown people. So if they have to suffer, they suffer. Hey, we'll all suffer. We're all going to suffer. Yeah, we're all going to suffer through it.
And we knew it was coming, Lana. How many times did we talk about it? We knew it was coming. And you know what? Part of us was like, at least we're prepared for it mentally. We might not even be prepared for it financially. Who knows? Hopefully we all get through it. But if we're not, at least mentally, we knew it was coming. And these dumb assholes who are on the same sinking ship as we were, who are still pointing us and laughing at us. And we're like, hey, dummy, your part of the ship is going down too, stupid. And when they start going down and start realizing it, we're not going to be there to sympathize.
Absolutely. And like I said, we're going to be all over the place. It's like he's attacking the museums, which we knew he would, because you're not going to get rid of African-American AP in schools and not actually get rid of African-American History Museum. Like that's just not a thing. You're going to attack that museum because why wouldn't you if you're attacking African-American anything? Because that's just what racists do.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's like he wants to rewrite it, but for who? MAGA does not go to museums. That's why they're so close-minded. They're not the people that are visiting those monuments, those malls. Like they're not going to the Smithsonian. They don't give a freak about any of those things. Yep. So
you're exactly right.
They're just going to lose money. Like, so now what DC is going to start to lose money.
Well, educated people too are not going to want to go there because they're going to like, you're taking the history, you're taking the real education out of this. Then I'm not doing, it's kind of be a lot like the Kennedy Center honors. Like that used to be a thing people would love to go to and celebrate, you know, celebrities and people who've made a difference in the world over the last however many years. And you can celebrate them that night. Now it's just going to be filled with people like Kid Rock and stuff. Nobody's going to give a fuck.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. And they're already saying like, people aren't going down to the restaurants because of you've got the military.
Yeah.
Whom not supposed. I try to explain this to people, and I think people don't get it because people don't get it, right? Yeah. Like they don't understand that military does not equal police. Those are separate entities.
Right.
Military is trained to fight or defend from our enemies or fight our enemies. Not to be on American streets. That's policing.
Yep.
The military are not police. They don't know the laws of the states that they're being deployed to or the cities. Like they have no idea what it is. They're just being sent there because they can't say no.
Right. I'll tell you, that's one entity that actually could make a difference because I know every single one of those men and women in the military are not down with what's going on. Yeah. And if somehow they got together and started a movement to say we are quitting and we are not going to be part of this military anymore, and you have a large influx of them saying I'm out, that would be devastating to this administration.
It would have to be a very large group.
I mean, it'd have to be at least half of them.
And to be
fair, maybe a little less than half, but
to be honest, he would just do what he's doing with ICE, lower the standards. But like anybody can get
in. How can you? I don't know.
He'll start paying them. He will.
But ICE doesn't need the training that you need to be in the military.
Do you think Trump cares? Like seriously?
Yeah, but I still don't think that he would have near enough people to fill
That is true because nobody's
trained
going to do
military
that.
people. There's no way.
I don't put anything
Because they're already going to go work for ICE. These already got
That
the
is true.
losers of all the losers working for
That
ICE
is
right now.
true.
So
I mean, I feel like he'd pay them. Like, I just feel like they would get like a signing bonus or something special to get. I mean, just think about it. He's giving them out of high school, 18 years old. He's like, yo, here, 50K sign on bonus. You know, if you want to go to school, we'll pay your tuition. They fought tooth and nail to not have the tuition paid of nurses, doctors, like loan forgiveness, like none of that. They didn't want nurses to have their loans forgiven. Teachers, they don't even want to give teachers raises.
right.
But here we are. All that money is going towards these ICE people with no experience.
No experience and really not very well trained. There's no way these guys could be trained very well. And they're also these they're these people with a complex. Like they want, again, they're going back, they want to use that gun. They want to take these guys. They don't feel bad about this at all. This is their racism in them that makes them feel extremely satisfied, and they're getting paid a lot of money to do it.
And that is at the heart of everything that he is doing, is the racism and the hate, racism and the bigotry. The media won't say it. They keep calling him Mr. President. And I'm just like, this dude's a racist. Like, he's just a horrible person. So it's just like hard for me to even take what you guys are saying seriously. Oh, the president has been in contact with the Minnesota governor. It's just like, and like, who cares what this man has to say?
Right.
He's being calm now. Wait till what he says tomorrow.
Right.
Or to at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., where he's rage posting on Truth Social about whoever that, trans shooter is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, so to even treat him with respect
if he hasn't already.
If he hasn't already.
Right.
But as we were saying, he is in DC right now because he's able to be in DC right now because DC doesn't have statehood. Stephen Miller is just happy as pie because
Joseph Goebbels of 2025.
Here he is. Only, what is he, 40
years old? It is more violent than parts of Ethiopia, capital city. It is more violent than Baghdad. It is more violent than
DC is more violent than Baghdad.
In parts of Ethiopia.
Parts of Ethiopia. Places he's never gone.
Yeah.
But let's continue.
Parts of many of the most dangerous places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They like the rhetoric. And MAGA eat it up. And they just run with it. And we are at this crossroads, Democrats, where we have to learn how to combat this, what to say, so we're not looking like we're pro-crime. Like, who would fucking be pro-crime is insanity to me. But like, I guess we can't go out there saying like, crime is down, which crime is when there's still crime. So how do you massage that?
I don't know. Maybe start firing back and say, you know what? Great. We're going to start putting them in cities. Let's list the top 10 states and cities that have the worst crime in the United States. And guess where all of them are at? They're in red states for the most part.
Did you see Gavin Newsom?
Good. We're down with it. Let's go. Let's start putting them in Louisiana and Tennessee and Mississippi.
Memphis.
And yep.
Memphis. Get him in Memphis. Like, how come he's like, Pritzker's not asking him to come to Chicago? It's like, they're not asking you to go to Memphis either. Right. Or Arkansas, or like you said, Louisiana, or Mississippi. Like, that's how you know that this is for show. This is not, it's like, don't be fooled. Stop being fooled by this nonsense. What he's doing is trying to divide, trying to make Black people look demonic and like thugs and dangerous, right? And he's saying these white spaces, don't think about that. They're not bad. It's okay. It's the Chicago's. There are animals there in New York. And like, that's what he's doing. And he's trying to act like the mayors of those places and governors are DEI, right? Like that's his thing. They don't know.
They're sticking with the centuries-old playbook. Is basically
the centuries-old playbook, and it hurts my heart. I'm not even going to lie because, like, I've never experienced this much just hatred and racism, just a barrage. Like it's from every fucking angle of just everywhere. It's in the schools, taking the books away. It's taking the museums. It's firing Black people from high positions. It's attacking the Black mayors or the Black governors, disparaging the, cities that are predominantly diverse. Like, like it's just, I've never, not from Alabama. So maybe, if I was in a generation before me, I would have experienced some stuff, but I have not experienced this kind of, it's just every day he shows, and the whole government is outwardly, I hate brown and Black people.
And that is heartbreaking to hear you saying that in the year 2025. That is very
2025. I've never in my life, it's like we talk about these poor kids, and in like maybe 2 decades from now, when these kids are like older, they're going to experience so much hatred and racism, so much bigotry if they're trans kids. Then you have the group of kids that have been in school shootings. Like it's just all so bad. But I want to go back to Westmore because Donald Trump hates this guy, and let's show everyone why he hates Westmore. Well, let me just tell you why. Westmore is handsome, he's tall, he's dark, he is educated, he's been in the military, and he is a governor. Yep. So everything that Donald Trump he's jealous of. Let's say that. So let's hear from Westmore.
Delivers results. Together, in just our time, we have now cut the number of vacant homes in Baltimore by half. Together, we have broken the back of violent crime, and the last time the homicide rate was this low in Baltimore City, I was not born yet. Together, we can count on us screaming O's at Camden Yards for 30 more years, and I guarantee you, over the next 30 more years, we will have a better season than we're having this year, but the Baltimore Orioles will be in Baltimore for the next 30 years. It's Baltimore's time. And I want to say that loud and clear for anybody, especially in Washington, D.C., who might not hear me. If you are not willing to be part of the solution, keep our names out of your mouth. Donald Trump, if you are not willing to walk our communities, keep our name out of your mouth. If you are not willing to understand the pride and the beauty of this city and this community, keep our name out of your mouth. Because if you were willing to visit, if you were willing to spend time, if you were willing to actually walk our communities and walk our streets and not just talk about us from the Oval Office, you would see what we see. One of the greatest cities in the United States of America.
Amen.
Indeed.
I mean, he offered, and this is the thing with the Democrats too, or not even that. Let's say the pundits, because it's like, oh, well, there's crime problems, so maybe Democrats should be saying, this is a work with the president. And it's like, he literally asked the president to come to Baltimore and walk the streets.
Yep.
Brendan Scott, same thing. Hey, if there's the mayor of Baltimore, how about some funding for violence prevention? Let's start there, because there are people on the ground right now that need services and help. But he took funding away.
Yeah. When you put the National Guard in the streets and you're doing it, if you're legitimately doing it to clean up crime and you're not doing it for a show.
Right.
That's okay. No problem. But I agree with you. Let's have programs on top of that and say we're cleaning up the crime on the streets, and we're not here to intimidate. We're here to let the people in the community know there's better ways, that we're trying to start programs to help. We're trying to do stuff like this, but this is not what this is about, Lana. We both know this. It is to demonize, like you said. It is to mess with the blue states, the blue governors, the blue mayors, a lot of them of color, as you can see. And that's what this is all about. And it's really just disgusting behavior, which, again, goes back to you saying that in 2025, you're experiencing stuff like you have never seen in your life, which is like, again, very shocking and heartbreaking to hear. And, I'm just hoping, the one thing, because I'm very close to now having to go here, but the one thing that I would like to say before is, I get a bunch of messages now, especially on TikTok, from people, and I'm getting bombed with videos and this, and every video is doom and gloom, and everything sucks and this and that. But I think it's important to realize that there are good things happening. And one happened yesterday in Iowa. And that was a Democrat won in the same area in which Donald Trump won by 11.5 points. She won by almost the same amount Donald Trump won by. And you could see these town halls, people in Iowa. I saw Susan Collins getting booed earlier today. You could see these people are reacting towards their the constituents are acting towards their elected officials differently than I have seen really ever. And they are mad and they are angry. And yesterday shows that when Donald Trump is not on the ballot, it's a different ball game.
Right.
So I think people need to at least hold that in their heart for some hope and understand that there is a pattern there. What did we see in Wisconsin when Elon Musk spent all that money? That didn't matter. That judge still blew them out because Donald Trump was not on the ballot. And I know people say J.D. Vance is scarier, but J.D. Vance is not Donald Trump. And yes, he's scarier in the fact that he's smarter than Donald Trump. There's no question. And I'm sure he's probably closer to the Heritage Foundation than Donald Trump, because the Heritage Foundation is probably like, okay, he's not that bright. Let's just get what we can out of him. J.D. Vance is bright. We can get what we want out of him. But can J.D. Vance get out of those voters what Donald Trump got out of them? And I don't know that he can. So when Donald Trump's not on a ballot, that's good. So I think we should keep that in mind and keep that positivity going from yesterday and not think that everything is doom and gloom every day.
Correct. And
it's hard not to, but
it's true. But before you leave, I do want you to hear this. I do want you to hear Donald Trump back when he was president the first time. Tell me where this is from. Hold on.
It's really incredible. It's amazing to see. We did a pretty comprehensive tour, but not comprehensive enough. So Lonnie, I'll be back. I told you that because I could stay here for a lot longer, believe me. It's really incredible. I'm deeply proud that we now have a museum that honors the millions of African-American men and women who built our national heritage, especially when it comes to faith, culture, and the unbreakable American spirit. My wife was here last week and took a tour, and it was something that she's still talking about.
He is unbelievable.
Is he though, Lana? And this proves to me that Donald Trump has no thoughts of his own. This proves to me he is being controlled by Stephen Miller, the Heritage Foundation, and J.D. Vance. Because you can have a clip of him saying one thing and then the complete opposite happens. It's not because he changed his mind. It's because his mind had been changed by people.
By somebody. Exactly. Someone, because he was reading that, right? He read the whole thing. And then after it, he took a pledge. Did
he raise his right hand?
To protect the history of African Americans.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Then he got the vote. And now he's back. He's like, fuck y'all.
Such a clown.
Yeah. But I know you have to go. I'm going to continue because I have a couple more things. But thanks for popping on.
It's always a pleasure to be with you. And we will be together again Tuesday night?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will line that up, and I can't wait to see you. And I appreciate you inviting me on.
Yes. Enjoy TikTok.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Let them have it.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Talk to you later. Hi, everyone. If you're still with me, I know we have been rambling on, but I'm going to try to figure out where we left off. I think we are at. Oh, so Trump did have did he have another cabinet meeting? I think that he only has a cabinet meeting so that he can get high praises. And I also believe that his cabinet meetings are very, well, I'm not the only one who believes it, are very scripted. And if you haven't seen or heard about Trump's cabinet meetings, hold on, because where have y'all been? Check one out. 1 second.
Thank you for your leadership, for your bold. Since the Nobel Peace, this Nobel Award was ever talked about. Thank you for your leadership, for your boldness, for your clarity, for common sense.
This is just such a great opportunity, really, to recognize your leadership.
It's pretty great to celebrate Labor Day with a builder who loves labor.
You have saved this country by making it the best place in the world to do business again.
You are really the transformational president of the American worker, along with the American flag and President Roosevelt.
That's his cabinet meeting. They're just there to stroke his ego. It's very strange and it's very odd. I don't know why anyone thinks that that is normal. I don't know why anyone thinks that this presidency is normal. I don't even know why we're continuing to call it a presidency. I don't know why we continue to call him a president. Like, there's so many things I'm so confused about, because it's like, one, he's not acting like a president. He's not presidential. He's a moron. He's a rapist. He has successfully moved us off of the Epstein files, right? Like, because that's what he wanted to do. There's just, he's got resorts in Saudi Arabia and Dubai. Like, he's shaking down colleges. He's getting 10% of Intel. Like, there's just, you can't even keep up with the nonsense that is happening with this administration. And then he gets on TV with a straight face and calls everyone else a criminal. Now he wants to get rid of one of the governors of the federal bank, because he wants the majority so that he can manipulate the numbers so he and his friends can make all of the money, or so that he can manipulate America and say, hey, see, my guy is bringing your tax rates down. Like, he doesn't care about your groceries, which he said he was going to bring down, your gas prices. He doesn't care about your electric bill. We're about to go into, the fall and then winter. Well, what has he done? Has he lowered the cost of daycare? No, he just gets on TV and he lies. I mean, the other day he talked about cutting the cost of prescriptions. Did I see like 1,500%? Like, I think he said that. And he also said, like, yeah, I gave Americans $500 more in their paycheck, so you're making $500. Where? Because I don't see it. And if you say that you do, you're lying. The promise that Donald Trump kept was to Project 2025, because he's doing everything that Project 2025 told him to do, which he said he didn't know about. Remember, he said that. I don't know what that is, but to the letter, he's following it, and he's taking care of his rich buddies. And in turn, they are taking care of him. No pushback. Congress is like non-existent. Midterms are important. That's exactly why he's trying to he got his 5 seats in Texas. He's got a nerve to be pissed off at Gavin Newsom for saying we're gonna, redraw our maps. We're gonna vote on it, right? We're gonna let the people decide. He tried to sue Gavin Newsom. I believe I heard today that got thrown out of court, and Gavin Newsom can proceed with having a vote on November 4th to redraw California's map. I believe that New York is looking into redrawing some of their maps as well. I don't think it's as easy to do as some of these states, but I think they're looking into it, and a couple of other Democratic states. Let's see. We are nearing an end. I think me and Brian actually talked about just about everything. Kilmar Arrigo Garcia was home for 72 hours before they picked him up at his ICE meeting or whatever it was called. They tried to ship him off to Uganda because why not? Why not? Right? Because this administration does not care about anything. They want the brutality. They want you to be as uncomfortable as possible. They hate Kilmar. They hate him. And for nothing that he has done. He has done nothing. But they don't want him on American soil. They shipped him off to El Salvador when he wasn't supposed to be there. He finally gets back. Now they're like, yeah, we're going to send you to Uganda. So a judge blocked that. I'm surprised that Trump just didn't fly him to Uganda anyway, but maybe because there's so much attention on Kilmar, that's why that didn't happen. So what else happened? The sandwich guy, remember him? He threw was it a Subway sandwich at ICE agents? The grand jury did not indict him. They're just like, you know what? This is dumb. So I think I heard 3 of is it Pirro that's in DC right now? 3 of those cases that they tried to get indictments on have been thrown out. One being the sandwich guy. The second one was a woman who was videotaping ICE, and I don't know, they got close to her, or she wouldn't stop videotaping, and they tried to make her, and then they charged her with that fake charge of assaulting a federal agent. That got thrown out as well. So they're kind of batting 0 out there. They are probably going to try to get an indictment on the guy who burnt a flag, which burning a flag is not illegal, but I think they're charging him with setting a fire in a park or something. I don't even know. Like, it's just insane, right? And I'm gonna say this thing, and then I'm going to get off of here because it's just making me more and more frustrated. It's like the media is talking about this regime as if he actually wants to fight crime, as if this isn't all for show. It's just so easy. Like, it's just so easy to prove that it's for show. Like, you don't pardon J6ers who beat police officers with a flag, brought a noose, destroyed property, shit on the Capitol floor. Like, those are the people that he pardoned. And some of those people were very violent. Some of those people had records. Some of those people got pardoned and went on to commit other crimes when they got out. So you're not the party of law and order when you pardon criminals. And it's not just the J6 people. Trump has quietly pardoned like murderers, wife beaters, gang members. Just quietly, he's done it. And the media is not really talking about it. I did hear about it on, I forgot what show on MSNBC, but like other than that, you really don't hear any talk about it. But how are you law and order if you are pardoning murderers? Like, how do you square that up, MAGA? Like, I'm just genuinely confused about what you guys are confused about. Like, how you keep saying what he's doing is great, but you also can't explain him hanging out with a pedophile, what two pedophiles. You can't explain that. You can't explain why Maxwell is in an even lower security prison as a convicted felon and a trafficker of children. It's just none of that. No one questions any of that. This has got to be like the most corrupt administration of all times. And he's constantly saying that someone else is corrupt. Just the projection game. But that's where we are, folks. But kudos to Gavin Newsom. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a Gavin Newsom Wes Moore ticket, because I do think that those two guys have stepped up. Pete Buttigieg too, but you know, Gavin Newsom is just really hitting Republicans where it hurts with their own shit. He's just mimicking Donald Trump. He's mimicking Republicans and they hate it. It's like, why can't he focus on California? Why won't he be a governor? This is just silly. What does his wife say? And it's just like he's literally mimicking Donald Trump. But you have a problem when Gavin Newsom does it. That means that he's under your skin. So not only does he have a fantastic social media team, he's still running the largest state. He still finds time to do press conferences. He still finds time to go on any show. He doesn't care. He will go on Fox News. He will go on Andy Schultz. He will go on Joe Rogan. Like, he does not care. He's going to go everywhere. And you got to respect that. And I made a tweet that MAGA did not like. I wrote that Gavin Newsom could literally shoot someone on Hollywood Boulevard and I would still vote for him. It's true. I mean, hey, MAGA would vote for Trump if he shot someone on Fifth Ave. So I don't care what Gavin Newsom does. If he runs for president, he's got my vote, because right now he is the one who is injecting that adrenaline into the Democratic Party. He is the one that is leading the fight, and he's just like, y'all watch me. I got you. I got you. So that's what's happening now. But enough of me talking about Gavin Newsom. In closing, let's listen to Gavin Newsom.
Congress will go back into the President of the United States is struggling. We got here because the President of the United States is one of the most unpopular presidents in U.S. history. We got here because he recognizes that he will lose the election. Congress will go back into the hands of the Democratic Party next November. We got here because of his failed policies. Those are being exposed hour by hour, reinforced today by Walmart announcing they'll be raising prices because of the tax increases, because of the tariffs. Reminded every day by a slowing economy, growing mistrust, distrust all across this nation. Across the board, he is failing. He recognized that, and that's why he made a phone call to Greg Abbott asking for 5 seats. Can't win by playing by traditional sets of rules. He plays by no rules. I remind you all the time, it's not the rule of law, it's the rule of Don. And we're standing up to that. We're responding to that. They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they just did. Donald Trump didn't do what he just did. He went so far as to follow up and say that he didn't just want those 5 seats. He said he's, quote unquote, entitled to those 5 seats. Just pause and reflect on that. Everything should have just stopped there. President of the United States claiming he's entitled to 5 seats. That should put chills up your spine. Every Republican, not just Democrat and Independent, every American. Those enduring values that we celebrate, just celebrated 249 years, the best of the Roman Republic, Greek democracy, the rule of law, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty. What we'll celebrate, will we? Next year, the 250th anniversary.
So we needed that. We needed a laugh today. Today has been a very heavy day. I'm sure that we have more heavy days to come. Please, please, everyone, try to find some laughter somewhere. Get some sun, hug your family, hug your children, call your mom, call your dad, maybe your auntie, check on your people, make sure folks are okay. These are really trying times. I try to joke about things a lot because it's just really heavy. When I said to Brian that I have never felt this amount of racism just in the air and all over in every aspect of just everything in all of my life, I wasn't joking. And this is 2025. This is, I feel bad for my children because they have to experience this. They have to see this. Like, this is, it's hard to even explain it unless you are a Black or brown person, or, you're the one that's being attacked. It's just really hard to explain the heaviness on your chest when you wake up and you hear the certain things, like the attack on African American history, or the firing of the first Black this, or it's the DI, or it's the woke, or we're going to get rid of this Black book, we're going to get rid of that book, we're not going to teach the kids this, we're going to get rid of Harriet Tubman's hymn book. Like, all of those things are so heavy and exhausting. But you know what? It's okay, because we're going to fight on. And that guy in that White House, he ain't going to be there forever. Republicans are not going to be in power forever. Just like Brian said before he left, we won a Republican seat in Iowa. That Trump won that district hugely. So we have a chance. We have a good chance. So again, make sure your peeps are registered. It's never too early to do that kind of thing. Check your voter registrations. Get your kids, if your kid's going to be 18, get on track to get them registered to vote. Tell your friends, tell your family they need to come out this time. It is just no joke. It's very serious that we get Congress for the midterms. So everyone, take care. Have a great weekend. I will be back on Tuesday with Brian for the Black and White Show at 7 p.m. and my normal day of next Thursday at 7 p.m. I should be here. So everyone, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you, Baby Juggernaut, for popping in. Anyone else that was here? Derek, Lois, appreciate you just popping in. If you're watching and you weren't in the chat, I appreciate you being here to listen to me ramble. There's a lot to ramble about. There's a lot of news going on, and it is quite overwhelming. So I guess sometimes it is good to come and listen to someone talk about it, because, if you're like me, I don't have a ton of people to talk about politics with because they don't follow it like I do. But, you can come here on Thursdays with me and just, we can shoot shit together. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe out there. Talk to you next week. Bye.